Alright everybody, it's Burt from SoftTubes and I'm here with another trailer reaction, and today it is Zombieland Double Tap, the sequel to Zombieland. Let's jump on in.
Time to nut up or shut up.
Yeah, I forgot this is a Sony film. What's the first? I'm pretty sure the first one was. God. It's been a while since the last one.
Yeah, I flex the gangbang. I talk go insane. I got a clip for you spring. Click, clack, get back, oh you.
Oh, here's the White House.
Oh, God. Hey, Possum, eh?
Sorry, just you in that chair.
I think I would have made a damn fine president.
You would have brought a real dignity to the office.
You're welcome, America.
Welcome to Zombieland. Life is about more than just survival. We were a family. Dysfunctional, sure, but what family isn't?
Merry Christmas! What would you like, little girl?
I'd really like for you to stop calling me little girl.
Do you know what I would like?
I don't give a shit what you like.
It felt so good to be on the move again.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Columbus.
Madison.
This is Tallahassee.
Hey, Paul Blart. Is this your dad? Oh, whoopsie. I forgot the seatbelt rule.
Oh, so she knows the rules?
I told her just a few of them.
73. Are there more?
You're cute.
I like it.
My sister is gone. She picked up a boy. He's from Berkeley.
Berkeley.
You don't have weed, do you?
Do I look like the type of person that would have weed?
I'm sorry.
Boom! Yeah!
I have nothing against hippies. I just want to beat the shit out of them. We're gonna go get her. We ride it, Dawn.
Start talking.
You first.
Hey!
Oh, my name's Tallahassee. Die, zombie! Light 'em up! No! That's my ride! Oh, my apologies, little Elvis.
Okay, is it me or does he kind of remind you of...
I don't like you. At all.
I think you double parked. Or more perpendicular parked. Hope we don't get a ticket.
What is going on here?
What?
Hello, everyone.
Bye, Lucy.
Alright. I'm gonna get my thoughts together. Zombieland, blah, blah, blah. Zombieland was a film that I really liked. I didn't like the clown in it. Gotta think of clowns. But, it was a film that I really liked, but I didn't necessarily feel like I needed a sequel to it. And then when they announced this, I was kind of like, okay, it might be alright, we'll see. This looks fun. This is another movie, and it's interesting because the screen I paused it on has an ad for Jumanji: The Next Level. And in a sense, my thoughts on this are kind of similar to my thoughts on Jumanji. Sort of. So the one thing that I'm going to say is really different is that compared to Jumanji, which seems to be trying to find a twist on the same jokes, this does seem to be trying to get into fresh material. There is a little bit of a retread, but I don't think it's going to be as strong, or at least there's no evidence it'll be as strong. It'll be interesting to see if that holds up in the actual film. But where it sort of reminds me of Jumanji is that I don't necessarily think this is going to be a good film. Not to say that it won't be or it can't be, just that I don't think it has to be, but it will be a fun film. And a lot of times a fun film is all you need. There are certain films I think can just get away with being fun. It's all they need to be. They don't need to try and talk about anything or do anything. What I like about Zombieland, and it's kind of not as fresh anymore, and it's not as fresh if you follow a lot of media. In film, it's kind of unique as a zombie film. Except for the fact that, and this trailer makes me think of it, it's kind of just an American Shaun of the Dead, in a sense. And that really is a very low-hanging kind of analysis. Simply in terms of it's a zombie apocalypse with a sense of fun, which you don't get a lot in film. Some films try to do a little bit of that. The remake of Dawn of the Dead definitely tries to have a little bit of fun with it. Especially when they go shooting zombies from the rooftop. If I remember correctly, that could be a different movie as well. But there was an attempt to have a bit of fun with it, and there's a lot of sequence of them just hanging out in the mall and stuff. But it does end up with a very bleak ending, and there's a lot of bleakness to it. Zombie films tend to be either pretty bleak or action focused. Zombieland does follow a trend of Shaun of the Dead of trying to have fun with that kind of genre and show how people can kind of have fun in it. Shaun of the Dead, I think, was a different approach where Shaun of the Dead wasn't necessarily the characters were having fun. Everything for them was harrowing and horrific. And part of what I like about Shaun of the Dead is that the ending brings that to the audience. Where most of the movie you're like, yeah, the dead aren't really that threatening. They sort of bumble their way through everything and still survive all these zombies. Until everything sort of falls apart right at the end. And then you start seeing these characters getting ripped apart. And it's a very visceral kind of thing that suddenly hits you of like, oh yeah, like there are actual stakes here. Zombieland's a little bit different, where I don't necessarily think they're ever going to throw a lot of the stakes at you, because it's more about the characters being true to themselves in this zombie wasteland. It follows some of the similar ideas of having a fun zombie film, but a different approach in how it does it. And it's definitely an American style compared to Shaun of the Dead. Simply in terms of it's about like outgoing fun. Everything is very outgoing and explosive and action-packed. And that is not a critique, because that can be a very good thing. Certainly it's not for everyone. Not everyone is going to enjoy that kind of thing. But if you do, it's absolutely fine. The one thing that really drew my attention to Shaun of the Dead is the scene where the two characters pop up at the end. That'll like Tallahassee and another one. Names elude me so badly in this film. I only remember Tallahassee really. But the doppelganger characters. And the reason that brings up is because that was a big thing in Shaun of the Dead, where you have this thing where his group comes across the other group, which are exact doppelgangers of them, basically, and they cross paths. Led by, I forget her name, but she was in Spaced by Edgar Wright alongside Simon Pegg. So it's a really interesting thing, and I feel like I'm missing a bit of a joke there, or like a trope that it's based in. But I think, I mean, for the most part, it's kind of the trope of the archetypal survivors and the archetypal parties or survival part. I think party now when I think of a group of people a lot because of D&D. But it's kind of like in that range. And so that joke is kind of similar. I'm hoping there's a bit more to it than what was shown here. In part because I don't like jokes entirely just being in the trailer. But also because it would be nice to have that a bit more fleshed out. So it feels a bit different. Because at the moment it just feels kind of like the Shaun of the Dead one. But here it's more thrown in your face that, yeah, these are the exact same characters. Where Shaun of the Dead, it's just them passing. And that no one goes like, hang on a minute, where this it is. So I'm hoping there's a little bit more layer to that. I'm really just hoping they don't recycle any jokes. It would be too easy to do to go like, oh, people really like this from the first film, or they really like that, and we'll just recycle that. I did enjoy Zombieland. I'm hoping this one can do something different. It looks like it is. It has a slightly different plot. It has a pretty different plot. It has a lot of different things, so it shouldn't have to retread a lot of the same jokes, so long as they thought up enough new ones. I'm just hoping it's fun. That's the main thing here. It's weird. I'm kind of waffling a bit and over-analyzing, but in the end of the day, this is a movie I just want to be fun. I don't want anything to sort of pull me out, and that's why it's like, oh, I don't want to have a bit where I'm like, oh, I've heard that joke. Because Deadpool 2 did that a little bit. Deadpool 2 is kind of my go-to at the moment of a movie I enjoyed, but I was still not, it wasn't what I wish it could have been. There was so much about it I wish it could have been better. And this is probably kind of similar to that in style. So hopefully it can actually... It doesn't have to necessarily be better than the first one. It just has to be able to stand on its own feet and not, like, rely too much on what was built by the first film. Because I think if that happens, it could end up being a forgettable sequel, essentially, where when it comes to, like, a party, you might throw it on, but if you throw it to a vote, more people are going to want to see the first one. Which, I mean, yeah, is a thing that could happen anyway, even if it's really good, but it would be nice for it to be able to stand up, essentially. I don't really have many more thoughts. Essentially, like, this dropped to this morning before I went to work. Didn't have time to do it then, so I had to get through the whole day and avoid this trailer all damn day. It kept popping up in my Facebook feed more than any trailer from San Diego had, I think. Except maybe it. And so I was just like, crap, gotta avoid it, gotta avoid it, gotta avoid it. And it's actually pretty late now. Finally getting to it, though. But I'm still pretty keen. October 18, that's actually sooner than I thought when it's coming out. So... we'll see. It's one of the only things that's even horror adjacent that seems to be coming out in October, which is interesting. Because all of the horror films this year seem to be coming out every other month. But, I don't know. We'll see how that sort of works out. October's an interesting month to drop films. I think this is a film that could do well in October. So hopefully it does for their sake. I mean, there's so much I like here, and it's cool to see these characters back. I can't remember when the first one came out. It was a long time ago. Oh, crap. Every time these things happen, it makes me feel old. Ugh. But anyway, guys, I waffled on a little bit there. But let me know what you guys think. If you're keen for Zombieland Double Tap. If you're not keen, if this is not your kind of thing, you can let me know in the comments below. Yeah. It's one of those kind of things. If you like this reaction, you can hit the like button. And if you didn't like my reaction, you can hit the dislike button. And if you're new to the channel, you like reviews, you like reactions, you like all these entertainment things, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I keep saying this all week, but I am working on my MCU breakdown videos. Essentially, I'm going to... I don't know what timing they're going to be coming out, but hopefully on my Saturday, they'll be all worked out and coming out probably on the same day. I kind of just want to get them out in there. So, yeah, we'll do the TV shows, we'll have the films, and then I'll probably do a breakdown of the Marvel comic stuff, maybe. A lot of that stuff's already coming out, so I don't know whether it's necessarily worth talking about. But we'll see. I do want to do a breakdown of other stuff from Comic-Con at some point, though. So I might do that as well. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.